over and over and over and over and over and over. This is your like default, right? Default game plan.
Right.
Your default,
Yeah.
you know, as Karthus and many other champions like this, but Karthus especially because his strength is clearing camps very quickly, right? So you want to play
Yeah.
towards his strength. His strength isn't really counter jungling. Why? The reason why you want, and I'll just quickly talk about like the structured pathing, is that you want to consider these camps, these two camps, as like your weak side camps. And you want these camps to be like your strong side because what's up everyone, just letting you all know that the Jungle Gap Patreon is now available with 3 different tier lists. So if you want to gain access to full coaching sessions, tier lists, group coaching sessions and much more, head on over and check it out. So pathing structure and kind of cycling, sequencing our camps is what we're going to be talking about. Many times in this game, I saw... so as Karthus, you need to realize that kind of your number one priority is for your camps to spawn in like a sequence. So one after another, after another, after another. And usually it's the smaller camps, right? That are going to spawn in a sequence. So you don't want camps, this camp to spawn now, then this camp, then this camp, then this camp. You don't want this. Especially as Karthus, but as in general, as every single champion, you don't want this. So what I really like that game is I really like the creativity, what you did, right? What you did was, you know, you tried to start his blue and really, like, ideally you were going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just have a really, really massive start, right?
Yeah.
This was the plan, which is good. Don't lose this. But as we'll see when we watch the game, there was a point where, I mean, you know, mechanics or whatever alone, you wanted to base here instead of just fully clearing down again, right? You wanted to base. And remember, the whole idea of our camps, we want our camps to spawn in this rotation. This is the most ideal thing we want to happen. So that also means, because a few times I saw you're coming out of base, you're running straight to your Raptors instead of your Krugs, right? So you also want to go to the camp that's on the edge first, out of base. So let's say we want to clear towards bot lane. Bot lane is the lane that we want to play around, and we want to use our, what I like to call spare tempo. So, you know, let's say you do this camp, let's say you just do a normal clear, okay? We're just going to talk about some fundamentals about like camp cycling and sequencing. So we want to play towards bot, right? So what we should be looking to do here is, let's just say we start red. This is number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3. Number 2 will spawn. Do you know when usually the second camp spawns after you take it second? Because this is a very important timer in League of Legends in jungling.
Can you say that again?
So do you know what time your Krugs usually will spawn if you take them second? So after red, you do Krugs. Do you know when this will come back up? I mean, you have the timer as well in game. So
420?
Yeah, like 420, exactly. Yeah, good. So around 415, 420, depending on how fast you clear or what leash you get. Let's just say 415.
Right.
So let's just say, for example, you know, we do 1, we do 2, we do 3, we do 4, we do 5, we do 6, we do Scuttle. Now it's going to be around like 3:30, right? After we finish the Scuttle, maybe sooner than that. So this is what you call spare tempo. It's from 3:30 until we recall and run back to here. We want to try and get here on time, but we have some spare tempo right now. So the reason why we're pathing down is because we want to use this spare tempo on either this lane or maybe counter jungling, right? We have spare time essentially. The reason why we don't want to do like 1, 2, 3 and then gank somewhere, especially as Karthus, is because this isn't our spare tempo. So ganking on spare tempo is fine, even if it's just to get a flash. But ganking when you don't have spare tempo to get a flash is not worth it. So that's something that, just to quickly go over some camps. And you, really, as Karthus, your whole idea is at this 420 timer, you want to be back here. This is like when you need to know, I need to recall now. At 4 minutes, you need to know I need to start recalling when you're on the bot side. You need to say, I need to start recalling right now. Unless there is moments where you don't recall, which is if you're gaining something more than what this camp cycle gives you. So this camp cycle is kind of like your default. Think of it like that. Your default gameplay is come here at 420, full clear down, use your spare tempo, reset. Next time you're going to be here is going to be like 640. 2 minutes 15 camps, and it takes you like, I don't know, 10 seconds to clear it. So 640 is your next time here. So you're going to be here at 640 and you're going to clear down. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to literally do the exact same thing over and 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 over. This is your like default, right? Default game plan. Your default,
Yeah.
you know, as Karthus and many other champions like this, but Karthus especially because his strength is clearing camps very quickly, right? So you want to play towards his strength. His strength isn't really counter jungling. Why? Or passing this lane. Why is that?
It's kind of weak in a
Weak in
early game.
invading, yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an ability. You know, you can take exhaust so you can fight, but if you ever go past this lane and any laners move towards you, you're going to die. So it doesn't mean you can never invade. You know, if you see, let's say, for example, Rengar does 1, 2, 3 this game and gank spot. And let's just say for the sake of this example, you've done 1, 2, 3. Well, now, of course, you're going to go and take all of his camps, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like a rule where you can never invade, but you shouldn't invade if you can. So this is because this is like guaranteed information. You know 100% that Rengar is spot because he actually showed that. The reason you can't do this if he doesn't show here is what if he just clears up and then now he's killing you?
Yeah.
And this goes to the next point. So when we do this play, right? When Rengar ganks spot here and we're clearing up like this, what camp do we want to take first here? Because this also happened in your game, which we'll go to as well. Which camp should we take first out of these 3 camps?
Wolf.
Wolf, yeah, because it's the most risky, right? Then blue, then Gromp. Because we want to work from like back to front. So let's say, for example, just for the sake of the example, let's say Scuttle was up as well. We always take the wolves first, right? And then the Scuttle fourth. So yeah, these are just the main. This is just the main premise and the main fundamentals of playing Karthus. And another thing was, oh yeah, make your map a little bit bigger, which we'll talk about because I think that'll help you with some map awareness.
Okay.
And yeah, that's pretty much it for the camp. For this, you know, using this. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I saw in the game that, because yeah, this is the main thing that I actually did see. I didn't see you doing the clear down, clear down, clear down, clear down. There was a lot of random. This camp spawning now, then this camp is spawning, and we're skipping the Krugs, and there was a lot of like that kind of thing. And this is really, really important as Karthus.
Okay.
And what I was basically talking about just then is, right, you're starting on the Raptors here.
Yeah.
And what will happen is, like, you take Raptors, Krugs, red. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
And then this will spawn at, like, 4 minutes. And you'll finish this at around, like, 3:40. So then you'll probably either go for, like, a bot gank kill, and then you'll reset and go back to your Raptors, or you'll just like nothing. Let's just say like nothing happens at all. You'll go for like a mid gank, maybe drop a ward here, or you had sweeper, but you'll just go for like a mid gank cross. Then you'll come back to this again, right? And then it will be like 1, 2 base.
Yeah.
And then you'll run to these 2 camps, which are going to be the only camps spawning. And then if nothing happens again, you're kind of pathing 1, 2, and then 3 again, right? And then 4, and then you're pathing up to the top side.
Yeah.
And the reason why I don't think this is always good is because even though it's efficient and it is good for your first base, you'd much rather just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do like the bot gank, the mid gank, then base, and then you're running out of here at like 4:15.
But keep going.
Yeah. And then you're running out here at this camp spawning, right? Because you know your first camp here always spawns at 4:15, 4:20, because camps spawn at 2:15 each. And then you have this like nice line again that you can just kind of go down again. And then the reason why you want, and I'll just quickly talk about like the structured pathing, is that you want to consider these camps, these 2 camps, as like your weak side camps. And you want these camps to be like your strong side, because let's say in that second round at 4:20 or whatever, when you come out of base here, you take 1, 2, and then what you can actually do here is you can choose to skip your if there's like something to. So if you can take dragon here, right? If the enemy jungle ganks top, you take dragon, or you gank bot or something. The reason why this isn't so bad then to skip these camps is because you can just fall back to these wolves and this Gromp, right? And the reason that's good is because you're always going to be in proximity of the lane that you're playing around. So like if bot lane just randomly started fighting again, you could kind of just be here.
That makes sense.
Whereas if you did the opposite, let's say, you know, you start Raptors and then you're coming at a base here, right? And then this is spawning 1, 2, 3. Well, now you're going to take 1, 2, and then you'll only have one chance. And then once you cross up back up, you know, you're not really in range to react to bot anymore.
Yeah.